I'm Raegan Reed. I am the owner of the Cardio Club and Delhi Dance Studio in Delhi, New York. And I also host a yoga festival at Catskill Mountain in Roxbury, New York in July.
Amazing. And I love the story of your festival is like what so many of us went through, right? You were going to launch and then you couldn't, and then COVID, and then you had to reschedule. So I think it's a story a lot of people have experienced in the last couple of years, but this will be the second time, right, that you're going to be running the festival, and it's a go. We're all, fingers crossed, everything is going to happen.
This is our third year.
Third year, yeah.
Yep. And I planned it back in 2018. I started planning and then really dug in 2019. We were supposed to have our inaugural event in 2020. Of course, that didn't happen. We moved it, and again, it didn't happen. And then had to, swallow our pride a little bit and wait a whole year to actually have the event. But it was worth the wait.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're busy. You have a lot of different things going on. You have retreats, you have your dance, you have the festival. How do you manage all of that?
I like to stay busy, and I have a lot of energy, so that's helpful. It's a good thing I exercise for a living because that helps me stay really energized, and it also helps that I really love all the things I'm doing. I'm so inspired by all the things that I'm doing. I want to be doing them. It doesn't feel like work. Like I want to be doing it all the time.
And that's why I love doing these IG Lives, because people that run festivals, people that own studios, yoga teachers, everyone does this because they love it. No one does this because they're going to get rich overnight and they're going to be fit. No, there's such a true love and dedication to it that it comes out in the conversations and in the work that they're doing.
Yes. I love what I do. I feel very blessed. And I accidentally fell into this career. So, because I was too poor to afford a gym membership when I lived in New York City.
Oh my God.
So I auditioned to be a dance aerobics instructor at Crunch Gym. And then I quit my office job, and the rest is history.
Oh my goodness. I love that. And that was many years ago, right? At this point.
Yeah, that would have been, well, I've danced my whole life, and I started teaching dance like 20 something, but in 2004 was when I found my love for fitness and yoga, and that's when I started teaching at Crunch Gym like all over the city.
I love that. And when you're doing all these different things, and when you're especially the festival, how do you even start something like that? Like if someone was like, I want to do a yoga festival, how would you recommend even beginning to plan something like that?
So my first inspiration, I used to go to the SCW fitness conventions in New York City. And there was also this dance convention I used to go to that is no longer happening in the city. And I just love those conventions so much. And I knew that I wanted to have one someday. And being from upstate New York in the Catskills, it's so beautiful outside. I thought, wow, this would be really cool if it was an outdoor event, because often every one I ever went to was inside of a hotel. And that was kind of the only downside, I think. Like, I just love to be outdoors. So that was my initial inspiration. And then I kind of saw how they ran things and thought I could do this.
Yeah.
And then when I had somebody from North Face contact me to host a yoga retreat actually at Catskill Mountain in 2018. It didn't end up working out because the weather wasn't on our side, but I knew the owners, so I asked them, hey, can I just offer some yoga on the mountain classes? Started with that, just some classes. It was super popular. People were asking, when's the next one? When's the next one? I started thinking like, man, I have such a great network of yoga instructors. I think I could like pull these people together and have a really great event. So, I mean, I think that it's all about networking for people who want to start a festival. Obviously, I couldn't do it on my own. It takes a community. We have a lot of instructors. So I would say that the first thing would be to network with other instructors who are interested. But a lot of people are trying to find me.
Yeah. And I was going to say, how do you, when you're planning something like this, how do you even decide who you're going to invite to present at your festival? There's so many, and having, everyone wants to be at a festival, so I'm sure the offers are pouring in, like, let us be a part of this. How do you even narrow it down to who your final selection?
Yeah, so in the beginning, I reached out to just my own personal network because I just love working with people in collaboration. So just the different instructors from kind of the surrounding area, even out to Woodstock, Albany. And then I spoke to friends of mine who lived in neighboring communities like Albany, Woodstock, Saratoga, asked them, who's your favorite yoga instructor? And initially, I reached out to all those people to get a collective of, unique offerings. So I wasn't offering the same type of class every session. Of course, I want to have it be diverse. So once I started there, it sort of branched out. Like people were like, oh, my friend has a cousin,
Right.
I know somebody who does this style. Do you have this style? And little by little, it's really the community I've been working with that has helped me grow. And then as the festival itself is becoming, out there where people are hearing about it, then more and more people are reaching out to me. Luckily for me, a lot of the same instructors want to keep coming back. So that's a real blessing because I love working with all of them.
And I love that festivals are back in general. It seems like everyone's having a festival this year, and they're also unique, especially to the region where they are. So it's like you mentioned, your festival has a lot of teachers that are in the New York area. So that's amazing for anyone that's traveling to visit your festival, that they can get sort of a taste of what is in the area. And if you go to one in Vermont, it's a little bit different there. So I love that that's what's being offered. And you have two of my favorites. You have Kelly Cam, who's presenting, who I just adore. If you haven't taken a class with Kelly, she does things on Zoom all the time. Just such just amazing person, just an amazing human being. So I'm so happy to see that she's back at your event again. And Lara is teaching something at she's my festival partner as well. So I love that. It's like I look at your roster and I see all these people that we work with, and they're just so beautiful, and they're all joined together, and I love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of event planning over the years. I do a lot of fundraising in my community. I've worked with a lot of people. These people that I'm working with are so flexible and so kind and so sweet, and really just want to be a part of the festival, which is so special to me because it's something I'm building, and it feels really good to have this community behind me. And again, I couldn't do it without all of them. And that goes for the vendors as well.
Yeah.
We have a lot of amazing vendors that keep coming back. And I'm just so grateful to them because, this was just a seedling of an idea. So I'm so grateful that everyone's willing to take this crazy journey with me.
What are you most excited about for this year's event? Is there something you're doing that's a little bit different, or do you have a new class that you're excited about?
We have several different new classes and workshops. We've added several things that we haven't had before, like Kundalini and acro yoga. And Laura Land is doing a workshop, but also teaching a yoga class. We have Casey Rogers doing a workshop about how to have a mindful morning. We're doing a morning meditation, which is new. Also, we're offering all of the participants who purchase tickets a free breakfast, which I think will be really sweet. And a lot of local product from our sponsors are being donated for that. So that's really cool. Just more support from the community. And then this might sound silly, but something I'm also kind of excited about is we're doing this yoga pause at lunchtime. And basically, it'll be an hour break where people can just chill, enjoy each other's company, take a Lyft ride, go get some food or shop, because everyone is so excited to try all the classes. The last 2 years, I noticed there wasn't a lot of pausing. So this time, we're going to initiate a pause by saying there are no classes for this hour. Just chill and have a nice, relaxing moment.
I love that. And I've never seen that offered in an event lineup, and that's a great idea because you are so excited, and there's so many. You want to do everything, right? It's like being a little kid at Disneyland. You want to go on every ride, and so you don't really allow yourself that moment to just chill out and maybe sit in the grass and, meet a new person. So I love
Right.
that you're making that mandatory, essentially.
Yeah. I'm like,
Mandatory
how
rest.
can we do this?
Yeah. And it's good for you too as well, because from the festival planning end, it's nonstop. There's a lot of moving parts that are behind the scene to make it seem like an effortless, event. And so you guys, I mean, you'll obviously be still working, but it does give you as well and your volunteers an opportunity to maybe breathe a little bit.
Yeah, and I like to talk to the people and meet people, and like, even in my gym and dance studio, I like to have a real tight-knit community where people feel very welcome, of all ages, shapes, and sizes. So, same goes for the festival. I want to learn about these people, get to know them. I want to create relationships. So that will also allow me a time to get to know people, which is really cool. And we have so many awesome vendors that I wanted to give people time to like check those out and not feel rushed. So that's cool too.
Yeah.
Another cool class I'm excited about is, off the top of my head, I'm not sure if I'm going to mess this up, but it's something like yoga in color, or yoga, like something with painting, basically.
Yeah.
The participants are going to get to paint based on like the music the crystal bowls are creating. So it's like inspired by what sounds of the sound bath. So that'll be another like really fun, cool, different offering. And then we also are offering chair yoga this even had in the past.
Yeah.
Which, like, I was so surprised the first time I took a chair yoga class, because, you might think it's for beginners or for people with disabilities or sensitivities, but actually it's so beneficial for everyone.
Yeah.
So I would encourage people to take a look at that class as well.
And that was going to be my next question. Do you have sort of a range of offerings so that if someone is thinking, okay, I've never done yoga, but this sounds really interesting. Should I even go to a yoga festival? Do you have more classes like that where they would be able to participate?
That's a great question. And the answer is absolutely yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, just with my gym, I like to make people feel like welcome, and that anyone can come at any time. And like, we will kind of work toward what people's sensitivities are, or if they need modifications. A lot of these instructors are well-versed in different offerings, so they're happy to accommodate and lead people through what's comfortable for their body. And that's what it's all about. I mean, yoga is about, using your own practice. So I think like anyone who wants to come, even if they've never done yoga before, I think they'd have an excellent time. Though I would encourage people to look at my website. It's www.catskillmountainYogaFestival.com, because there they can see the class descriptions.
Right.
And for a few of them, it does like specify more advanced practitioners, like intermediate to advanced practitioners. But overall, across the board, mostly it's for everybody.
Yeah. And even at the class that you just mentioned, I mean, there's no asana, there's no physical practice at all. And that's just creativity, essentially.
Right. Yeah.
So I always try to share with that people, don't get scared by something that has even like yoga trainings and yoga festivals, because they're really, even if you just hang out and, meet someone new and just hang out on the lawn, it's still a great experience on a beautiful day, right? In the mountains.
Plus, we have like a lot of workshops, and we have plant walks where people can learn about, plants that are consumable, plants you could use for hair care or skin care. There is like gentle yoga, there's meditation, there are different talks like Ayurveda, like I said, mindful morning practice. So even people who don't want to physically practice, there is like still a lot for people to do. And even just taking the lift to the top of the mountain and back down again is like a totally humbling experience, one of the best. So just that alone is worth the trip.
Do you remember the first yoga festival you ever attended?
Well, the first yoga retreat that I ever attended was 13 years ago in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And that was at a place called Anamaya. And it's all coming for full circle, because in January 2024, I'm going to be hosting a yoga retreat there.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm really excited about that.
Have you been back at all within the 13 years, or is this your very... Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's when and that's when I fell in love with yoga. So I'm really excited to bring people to this beautiful place with me.
Yeah. Do you find time, and I know you mentioned this briefly earlier, with all these things for your own dance and for your own practice, do you still make time for all these things for yourself as well?
I'm very lucky because I teach a lot of classes during the week, so that is my practice. I mean, I teach, like I teach 2 yoga classes a week, plus I do chisel, hip hop abs, dance fit, buns and guns, abs and stretch, ballet bar. So I'm
Right.
very lucky. I get to exercise for a living.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you want to share before we go? Anything that's coming up? You have your retreat in Costa Rica. You have the festival that's coming up as well. Anything else?
Well, I do want to say the festival is July 22nd and the rain date is the 23rd. As I said before, our website is catskillmountainYogaFestival.com. There people can find out all about the classes, the instructors. There's also information for room and board if people are looking for Airbnbs or hotels and such. We live in a really beautiful area, especially that time of the year. So I would encourage people to stay overnight, to, check out our community and just enjoy being here. I'm really excited. I can't wait for it.
I'm so excited too, and we'll be sending copies of our next issue for your guests as well. So thank you for partnering with us, and we're so excited, and you're amazing presenters. I'm going to share this on our website, on YouTube as well, and I'll send you the link so that we can get people excited and check out all our favorite teachers as well at your amazing festival. Thank you so much for chatting with us. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.